Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today I want to take you along with me as we organize and declutter my garage, which is really the main storage space for our house. Now overall, the inside of our house is really taking shape at this point, but one area that we've kind of neglected a bit has been this storage space. We have leftover supplies from moving, unpacked boxes, and paint supplies all kind of scattered out throughout this area. So today my goal really is to bring some intentionality and organization to this space. I want to create a logical system that's going to be easy for us to maintain while still making everything that we need accessible. So that's really my goal, and as you can kind of see behind me, we have a lot to get done. So I'm going to move our car out of the garage now so we can really survey the space and figure out what needs to get done, and then we can dive into the unpacking, organizing, and all of that. So I'm excited to get right into this. If you haven't already though, be sure to hit that subscribe button below, and let's get started. Okay, so the car is now out of the garage, so we have a lot more space to work with and play around with. Let me flip you around now though, and I'll show you kind of the situation. Okay, so this is kind of the whole situation and what we're dealing with. As you can see, there's just a lot more going on over here. This is definitely going to be the easier thing to deal with, so let's talk about this first. We just have a bunch of empty boxes that need to be broken down. These are kind of like the leftovers of moving. There are certain things that we just took longer to unpack than others. So these are the leftover boxes from that. So I need to break those down so we can recycle them. We have some leftover tarps from painting. We've already painted 2 bedrooms, but we're planning on painting the 3rd one over the weekend. So I just want to kind of fold that in a slightly more condensed way, but we will be keeping and reusing that. I have a box here that actually hasn't been unpacked yet, so I need to open that up, see what's inside, and then need to figure out something to do with that trash can. These chairs right here, we are actually going to be keeping. We only have 4 chairs out on our dining table right now, but it can seat up to 8, and we, during non-COVID times, love having people over. So we are going to be keeping those chairs. They'll be living in the garage, but I might move it so that they're not quite in the actual middle of the garage. Down here, we have painting supplies. Like I said, we painted 2 rooms already, so these were just kind of left there. They're not organized at all, so I want to condense again and organize those. We have kind of Christmas supplies here, there, and there. So again, I just want to make sure that everything is kind of logically organized here. Some of the stuff in this area we are going to be decluttering, so I do want to spend some time looking through all of that. And then, for example, with this patio set, I know that we're going to be selling them. And so I want to list these probably on Facebook Marketplace is what we're going to be doing. And then obviously this area just does need a lot of organization and going through. We have Christopher's tools down here. These might be empty boxes, but I think this is an unpacked box with, it looks like, our tent and Christopher's art supplies. So again, need to unpack that and then organize this whole area. I think my plan here, and generally what I like to do for projects like this, is to work easiest to hardest. So let's begin by collapsing all of those recyclable boxes and then just organizing and grouping like items together. That'll make it a lot easier as we make some of the tougher decluttering and organizing decisions, just having everything in one place. Okay, so this area behind me is looking so much more organized now. All of the boxes are broken down, so when our recycling day comes, we can just put them out and they can all get recycled. And then the tarps too are all folded right here, and I just stuck them with all the painting supplies. So the kind of easy stuff is out of the way now. Next, I want to move on to unpacking those 2 boxes and then just going through and figuring out what we need to declutter, if there's anything that I want to sell, and things like that. So I'm going to put you down on a little time lapse again. I'm going to unpack these boxes, organize them kind of by kind, and then we'll go through and declutter each of them. Okay, so things are looking a whole lot more organized in here. Let me show you what we unpacked and kind of the progress that we've made. So first off, this is a little pile of broken electronics that I need to bring to our local recycling facility so that they can be recycled properly. This trash can, I have decided that we are going to, I might list it for free on Facebook Marketplace. Oh, obviously empty the trash first. I might list it for free on Facebook Marketplace, but if not, throw it in the trash. Chairs are still here, but then over here we have the painting supplies are all more together and organized. I found 2 tubs of stain here from an old project that we did that I don't think that we need anymore, but I will check with Christopher. But then we have all of the painting supplies here to kind of contain them. I put the tarps into these little paper bags, so that'll just make it easier to make sure that they don't go all over the place again. I haven't touched this bag organization-wise, so I'm not really sure what's in there, but at least all the painting supplies are in one place now. This right here is the extension for our dining table, so I'm going to want to pair that with the chairs because we'll be using both of those whenever we have more guests over. And then this pile behind me is not super organized, but it really does just have a few things. It is mostly our Christmas gear, so our tree, ornaments, decorations, all of that. And then also it's our outdoor and sports equipment, so camping gear, Christopher's longboard, all of that is kind of in this area, but it's not very organized. So next I want to bring a bit more organization to this area so that it's really easy to see like what belongs to what. And then we do also have a few random things in this area as well that do also need to be either donated or organized. So let me show you now. This lamp right here definitely needs to be probably again listed for free on Facebook Marketplace or donated. It does work just fine, but we actually switched out, this was the light that was originally in our dining area, but we switched it out for one that was much more our style. And then other than that, like I said, this area all needs to be organized, but I do have some air filters, which I think I'm going to put with the painting supplies or over here with Christopher's. This is just all of his like tools and equipment. So it's right beside the ladder. I thought that made sense. And then finally, right here, I just have a little section for my plants and it's got like potting mix. I'm sure that this might grow come the summer when we have more outdoor landscaping projects, but for now, I think that it's looking pretty good. I'm going to spend a few minutes now organizing some of those key areas I identified, and then I'll show you the end result. Okay, so the paint supplies are looking much more organized now. We have over here, these are the 2 tubs of paint that we're going to need when we paint the 3rd bedroom over the weekend. This is a leftover one of the darker color for Christopher's office. This is our trim color, and this is the bedroom color, and these are just going to be used for touch-ups and things like that. These are the stains. I still need to ask Christopher if we want to keep those or not. And then I combined all of my gardening supplies and the painting supplies that were in that bag before into this little crate just to add a little bit of organization to this area. A lot of this, like I said, we will be using over the weekend, so this pile should definitely diminish in the next few weeks, but we do still have quite a few rooms left to paint. So for the time being, I think this is a good organization system that will work. And then over here, I haven't touched this area yet. I think it's just going to be like some simple moving things around to make it so that the organization is just a little bit more clear and you can tell what's what. Right now it's all just kind of combined together. And then after that, I think that the last thing to do is I'm going to move this set of chairs over to here. And then I'm going to list this on Facebook Marketplace. I actually listed the trash can already and have had like 7 inquiries, so hopefully that goes to a good home. And then after that, this area is going to be looking so much better. Okay, so I just talked to Christopher about the stains that we had. This one has been opened and it's pretty near empty from the feel of it. So we are just going to throw this one out, or I guess take it to the recycling center so we can dispose of it properly. But then this one, it is actually still unopened, so I might, like some of the other things, put this on Facebook Marketplace, see if anyone wants it, and then after a few days, if nobody claims it, we'll just recycle it at that point. Everything is looking just a million times better now, and the space does feel just so much more organized. And while there is still a little bit of work to be done in terms of actually selling some of the stuff on Facebook Marketplace, I just feel like this space is so much more user-friendly already. Let me show you now kind of where everything is at and some of the changes we made. So I showed you already we have our broken down boxes, but now we've added to it this nice little recycling pile. None of this can actually be recycled curbside with our regular recycling. So what I'm going to do is take a trip to our county recycling center so I can recycle the electronics, paint, and things like that. Over here, this is my pile of things that I still need to list on Facebook Marketplace. We have our can of wood stain, patio furniture, the lamp, and then I think I have somebody already coming to pick up the trash can. So hopefully in the next few days, this little pile will disappear. This is just my decluttering pile. Also, I figured I should probably talk about this a little bit more. So for these things that I'm planning on decluttering, I know I keep mentioning Facebook Marketplace is kind of where I'm going to list them, and kind of the reason for that is most of these things can't be donated at a traditional donation center because they aren't furniture, they aren't clothing, some of them aren't in the best condition. And so something that I've started doing that I found has been working really well is listing items that kind of meet those qualifications of not good enough or not the right kind of item to be donatable. I've been listing them for free on Facebook Marketplace and essentially just letting anyone who thinks they could use them to be able to use them and just to pick them up for free. So things like the wood stain, I can't actually donate that, but it's definitely still a usable item, and so it's a great way of just kind of decluttering while also making sure that things go to a good home. So that's kind of my plan for the things in this area, but just to kind of give a bit of context, I wanted to explain kind of what I'm trying to do with listing everything. So that's what's going on here, and then I already walked you through our paint supplies. I did move some of them over just a little bit more so we could create a little bit more space in the garage. And then over here we have our Christmas and camping supplies, and it honestly doesn't look that different, but I did just kind of organize and put everything in a way that made a little bit more logical sense to me. So right here, I just kind of gathered all of our Christmas boxes in one place. It does look like a lot of boxes, but honestly, like these 3 boxes are all related to our tree. And then we have our wreath here, and then our Christmas supplies in that box down there. This is kind of what having a fake Christmas tree involves, is just a lot of boxes. So let's see if Christopher lets us get a real Christmas tree next year so that we can give all of this to someone else. But for now, that is all of our Christmas supplies. And then over on the side right here, we have Christopher's spike ball kit, our, what is this, our tent, and then Christopher's longboard. So all of that is a bit more easily accessible and just kind of in one place. So we've just grouped items together. And then over here, we have our chairs. This right here is the, what is it called? The extension for the table that we have. This rug will eventually go in my office, but like I've mentioned already, we're painting that this weekend, and so I'm just going to keep it in here until we finish painting, because there's no point bringing that inside yet. We have Christopher's just massive canvas here. No idea when he'll actually use that, but I feel like that's the best place for it. And then we have our ladder, Christopher's tools, and then our recycling and garbage, or garbage and recycling. And finally, Christopher's golf clubs. Okay, well, our garage is now looking so much more organized, and it really does feel great just really being able to restore a sense of order to this space, as well as kind of organizing and figuring out exactly what we're going to be letting go of. And the fact that everything is now listed to be sold as well is great, because it means that hopefully in the next few days those items will be leaving our life for good. We really did make a lot of progress in the short time though, so if I can, I'll try to include some before and afters just so you can see the transformation of the space. I know seeing those always makes me feel good, at least, about the progress that I've made. Before I go though, I did quickly want to share that this video was done as a part of Clutter-Free January. So this month I'm teaming up with some amazing other YouTube creators, including The Minimal Mom, Abundantly Minimal, and so many others, to really help you to organize and declutter your life. So each week has been about tackling different areas, whether that's the kitchen, your closet, paper clutter, or this week's storage and organization. So if you're feeling inspired to declutter your garage or storage area, definitely be sure to check out the description box of this video, where I've got an entire playlist linked filled with great inspiration and ideas for that. And if you wanted to check out any of the other topics I mentioned, I'll have the links for each of those other playlists as well. But thank you so much for coming along with me as we organized and decluttered my garage. I'm feeling great about the progress that we made. That is everything for today's video though. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.